Warning. This is an adult-oriented podcast about really perverse things.
Oh, come on. It's adult stuff. You gotta be an adult right now.
This is an adult-oriented podcast about really perverse things, like communication and consent. If you are under 18, like I am, and...
No.
If you are under 18 and looking for answers to questions about sex or kink, please visit scarletteen.com.
All right. Good job.
For the Dude Bro listeners, this is nerdy stuff. Go away.
This is nerdy shit. Fuck off.
Somebody help that poor submissive!
Look, up there in the sky!
It's a bird!
It's a plane?
Is that a flogger? Someone's gotta be having a good time.
As the kink signal shines brightly in the night sky, we know that there is fuckery afoot.
What kind of fucking town is this?
No worries, as they've listened to the Gotham Press beforehand, so all will be safe, sane, and consensual.
Well, that's reassuring.
Right?
Yeah, but what's the Gotham Press?
What is the Gotham Press, you ask?
It's about time you tell us, don't you think?
Well, I'll let the Caped Crusaders themselves educate you on that.
Well, that's the way it should be. You put the head in first through the hole.
Right?
Yeah.
It should go that way, but
then,
it doesn't.
Then you just force it through the rest of the
He
way.
has to go butt first.
Is that be difficult?
Yep.
You are now listening to the world-famous Gotham Press podcast.
Let's get it going, awesome.
Ooh, you want to get it going with
I
me?
always want to get it. I need the code to your door. Beep, boop, boop, beep, boop.
Context. Listeners, you will have none. Hi, Lala. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm excited to be here today.
Where's Greedy at?
Greedy's not here.
Greedy's not here.
I can't see Greedy, but someone's sitting in Greedy's chair.
Oh, wait. Greedy, you've changed.
You've changed
Yes,
so much.
I've gotten taller,
Yes.
less hairy.
Yes.
Wait, you sound like somebody else.
I do.
You sound like Gigantor.
Oh, wait. Oh, it is me, Gigantor.
Giganator.
No.
Oh, no. You know the punishment for that.
No
It was
punishments.
worth it.
It was worth it.
The punishment is no punishments.
Oh, no. There's other forms of punishment than just hitting someone with a paddle.
More importantly, whose voice was that?
Yeah.
That's like another
Who
former
are
guest.
you? Cutie Pie?
Oh, it's a me, AnemicPrincess.
Wait, hold on. It's a me?
It's a me, AnemicPrincess.
You kind of sound like Mario.
That's exactly what I was going for.
The only thing her and Mario have in common is that they're both short.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not an Italian plumber with a 6 dash.
But you can
you
mimic
jump?
it.
Can you break bricks with your fist?
Can you drive a go-kart?
She needs to drive first.
Excuse me.
Oh.
Don't you call me out like that, sir.
I think we hit a sensitive spot.
Just a tiny bit of one.
Yeah.
Littles can't drive?
I'm too small. I'm too small to drive. I'm sorry.
Ah. It happens. I
That's a
understand.
bad excuse.
It's a very bad
It is.
excuse.
I don't. I will not accept that from you.
I do not buy that for a second.
Also, my sir is supposed to teach me how to drive, and he hasn't, so we'll blame him.
Oh.
There's other things that we need to do first before driving.
Oh.
Like what? I'm so confused. Anyway,
Are these
moving on.
sexy time
Hi.
things or
I don't know. I know the paddle is now out of the loop
out of the equation?
Or maybe I can do like a stick and a prod. Just like, okay, brake. No, gas, accelerate.
That sounds very dangerous for everyone else on the road. They didn't consent to be a part of this.
Wow.
I suggest starting in a parking lot.
Yes.
Yes.
I've driven in a parking lot before. I've driven on the 58. I haven't.
You've driven on the highway?
Uh-huh.
On the freeway?
Yeah. I have driven on the 14. I've driven from one town to another.
You don't care to drive? You don't like to drive?
No, it's that
She's just out of practice.
That's what yeah, I'm just out of practice.
How can you be out of practice? You're only like 19. You probably could
I'm
have only
older than
24.
only could have gotten your license 3 years ago at the tops.
I started driving when I was like 60, but the problem is that I'm from a tiny desert town, so the idea of driving in Bakersfield is literally the most terrifying thing ever. Open
Really?
roads, I can do that. back desert roads, I can do that. The idea of having to drive with so many other people on the road, especially in Bakersfield, because, they suck here.
Yeah, like the way that we come, I think she can like drive that because we go on the edge of where
that
we are.
doesn't freak me out.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if she goes to the middle of town, no.
So what this podcast is about now is horrible driving.
Horrible driving.
Or, Lala, what is this podcast about? Tell me, please.
This podcast is going to be about a new series that has come out. We're going to talk about
A new series?
on Netflix
Yeah.
Which series
about
is
an
this?
old movie that
Yeah.
was epic in its time.
Oh, are you talking about, what was it? The Dark Crystal?
I am talking about the Dark Crystal.
Oh, wow. Like, I had not officially, will take my nerd cred away from many people. I had not seen the Dark Crystal before it came out on
Wait,
Netflix.
what?
Oh.
What?
Like the original?
Yeah, I had not seen the
Oh
original
my
before it
God.
came out on Netflix.
Did you watch it?
I have watched it now.
Okay. And
Sir, we got to get off this podcast if he
Like-
doesn't even.
no, he's
I
seen
just-
it. He's seen it now, so now he's good.
The nerd
But
cred is just...
here's the thing though. I've seen it on VHS way back in the 90s.
Oh, yeah. Me too.
And he has some years on me. Like I'm a youngin. And like, how has he not seen it until it got to Netflix?
Because I missed a lot of shows, but I saw a lot of other ones.
Well, so what was your thought on the Dark Crystal, the
movie?
original? Mm-hmm.
It was definitely a product of its time, but it was really a good movie. Jim Henson, pretty much anything that he does is pretty much gold.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. There were some scenes I was kind of like, yeah, I'm obviously too old to think this is funny now.
Yeah.
But I just pull back a little bit. Like, okay, as a kid, I would have enjoyed that. I would have liked that portion too. That sort of stuff.
I'm going to tell you, as a kid, I thought it was very slow.
I've heard that from a I think Sarah's younger sister had said the same thing. She was like, I was not into it when I was a kid. She said it felt too adult at the same time.
Yeah, it was very hard to sit still and watch the whole thing. I did multiple times, but it was hard to do.
Okay.
So for me, I enjoyed it because it was a whole new world. And I just like the idea of going to a new world.
The
and
world
seeing-
building for
and
that.
seeing what the world is like.
Yeah.
So everything from like the small little trees and bushes they had in there to like the dog that rolls around to the big giant insects to the Skeksis and the mystics. I was fascinated by everything, so it grabbed me.
Did you happen to see the series? It was a crafting series, and it was a Jim Henson, and they made Skeksis in modern.
Unfortunately, no.
I had
Sounds
not heard
awesome,
of this.
though.
It was
What is
really
it?
cool. I can't. Maybe it was. Well, it was right when Jim Henson died, or his son died.
Someone died.
Somebody died in the Henson
Somebody
family.
in the Henson family.
And so they didn't continue the series, but one of the challenges, it was like a challenge thing, was to build a Skeksis in modern time. And so they were like, there was a steampunk one, and there was like a goth one.
God's Skeksis.
And they were building puppets, and they actually had to work the puppet and do the voices. It was magical. And they did like background scenery for their particular Skeksis. And I think it was like seasons too.
That's cool.
They had to build an autumn sexies.
You keep wanting to call them sexies.
I do. Anyway, I can't remember what it was
The
called.
sexies.
But it was
If you've
interesting.
seen
So
this.
maybe look it up.
I was like, the
Jim
sexies are for
Henson.
a totally different thing.
Yeah,
Jim Henson Muppet competition or puppet competition or
I have to look it up.
Side note, like one of the sounds, if you ever just want to cry your eyes out for no reason, like if you're like me and you just like to watch things that make you so happy that you cry. When Jim Henson died, right, he had very specifically had told people before, he wanted his funeral to be like a happy experience. He wanted to be like a celebration of life, right? And so he would think, I just don't want anyone to wear black at my funeral, right? So his actual funeral, because it was televised and recorded and everything else like that, everyone at his funeral were wearing bright colors, right? So they all looked like Muppets, right? And then they had the Muppets come on and perform.
Oh, wow.
And they actually, they had Big Bird came on there, and Big Bird was singing something, and you could actually hear Big Bird's voice actress. Yeah, I think it's a woman. The voice is Big Bird. But Big Bird's voice actress, if you just want to cry, you listen to her singing as Big Bird, and you start to hear her voice wavering at the end, and it's like so killer
Heart-wrenching.
on this. Oh my goodness, because she has such a hard time making it through the song for her, and I'm like, oh my god.
so was it called Jim Henson's Celebration of Life
Or I think I know when I looked it up before, I had a really weird. I'm small and I like children's television, but I like learning about stuff behind it too. So Jim Henson's one of those people that I really love, like Mr. Rogers, another person who I really love. So I was looking up a bunch of stuff about that, and so I know like even if you just put in like Jim Henson's memorial or something like that on YouTube, it will break it all down. And they even like, oh, this is really cute. Like they have like a news headline for it, and they said in laughing memory of Jim Henson. But yeah, so it's really sweet.
All right, let's bring this back up.
Yeah,
back up
something
now.
not sad.
But with the new show of Netflix for Dark Crystal, it's actually a prequel. And when I only seen like the first 2 episodes. I need to get back and watch it. I was enjoying it a lot, but I was hearing a lot of familiar voices.
Yeah.
So AnemicPrincess and we looked up the cast, and the cast is stacked.
Stacked how?
So there's like 2 members from Game of Thrones in there, Missandei and
Which one is it?
She's the voice for Dee.
Yeah. Well, no. So Missandei, if you don't remember, she's the one who was the hand to Danny.
Danny.
Who, yeah. Without giving spoilers, she was the
Yeah, and then Cersei is also in this.
she's in
Who?
there too.
Cersei.
Oh, okay.
Cersei Lannister.
Who is she playing?
I need to find her.
It'll say it on the IMDb.
Yeah, but
webpage.
okay.
there's a
That's
huge
fine.
list of people. But so there's those 2. There's also Taron. I cannot pronounce his last name. Egerton.
Taron Egerton. Yeah.
Yeah, he is in the Elton John movie and also in the Kingsman. Jason Isaacs, who is Lucius Malfoy.
Oh.
Let's see here.
This is
Simon
a lot
Pegg.
of big names.
Yeah,
Oh,
Simon
Nat-
Pegg is the Chamberlain.
Another person from Game of Thrones is Natalie Dormer. Everyone knows her, right?
Which one was she?
She's Marjorie from Game
Oh,
of Thrones.
yeah.
But she's been in a whole bunch of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Benedict Wong, he plays Doctor Strange's right hand man.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Keegan from Peele and
Key and Peele.
yeah, Key and Peele. Mark Hamill is in that. That's what got me to
Yeah,
look up the
that's
cast.
what made him go. He's like, I know that voice. That kind of sounds like Joker. Is that Mark Hamill? And that's when I looked it up, and I was like, yep. But yeah, all different kinds of people. Helena Bonham Carter, Andy Samberg.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bill Hader,
Eddie Izzard.
Helena
Eddie
Bonham
Izzard?
Carter.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
I have a story about Eddie Izzard.
Yes.
I did a concert with Eddie Izzard.
Oh, wow.
I wasn't
What?
on stage. I was his runner.
Oh, okay.
At the Fox Theater here in Bakersfield.
Oh, very nice.
But yeah, but there's just a whole.
Sigourney Weaver's actually in it too.
Oh yeah, so there's a ridiculous amount of extremely famous people for this prequel that's on Netflix. Which kind of shows Netflix is really kind of moving on up, you know.
That they can pull that sort of star power.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like you can grab a familiar title like Dark Crystal and send it to a few actors, and it's something that they know that's going to be on Netflix and just Netflix, and they're all down to come through and voice act for it.
Yeah.
And they nailed it because, like, in the original movie, the Skeksis, like, their voice was all kind of like this and yeah. But now, since they're kind of younger and they're kind of like have like more of an essence,
More,
like you
youthful.
hear like actual strong voices. That's why like Lucius Malfoy, you hear him as the voice of the Emperor. Simon Pegg is the Chamber. It's amazing. I just love the voice acting.
They
on
don't
it.
sound like a bunch of old demons anymore.
Yeah.
That is what I liked about, because I've only seen one episode, and again, I felt like it was really slow. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to watch more episodes. But I really liked the fact that I could actually understand what the Skeksis were saying, because in the original, it
was hard.
It was really hard.
But
I
I
agree.
like that the episodes are long because the movie itself is like an hour and a half. So I've already watched more than one whole movie already, and I still have 8 episodes to go.
So you're super excited.
Yes, I am.
You're in.
I'm
So
in.
my 20-year-old son, he binge watched it, and he was like, "Mom, just keep watching it because it gets better. Every episode it gets better and better." And so he felt like, yeah, the first 2 episodes were really slow, but they build on each other and they get better.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna invest my time. I just haven't yet.
Well, my whole thing is, it sounds interesting. People are really interested in this. I'm not a huge prequels type person, to be honest.
That's fair.
Like, I blame Star Wars for it. I do. I blame Star Wars for that.
Well, with this one, like, because of how the original movie has everything set up for the Gelflings, you kind of know what's going to happen already. You
Yes.
just don't know the journey of it. Kind of like with Star Wars. You don't know how Vader became Vader. You just know he eventually became Vader.
Yeah.
I like prequels because I want to know.
The
I want
backstory.
all the whys.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I
totally.
want to know why.
And they
Why
better
are
not be
they doing
disappointing.
that? How did they get the crystal? Why are they doing that to all that stuff?
No, that's definitely
I
how I
like
am
it.
too.
I like that. So my curiosity too will fight the slowness of the show.
It's like
and
I
make
need
me
to
watch
know.
it. Yeah.
Maybe I'll take a weekend and just watch and see how well I get pulled in.
The other thing too, though, the little people. What are they called?
The podlings, gelflings.
The Gelflings, I think.
So
Are they humanoid?
there's tiers to like shortness.
Oh, the humanoidish ones.
I think
So
they're the gelflings.
Okay.
Gelflings.
They don't have facial features. Like
They
they're
don't-
when they
stiff.
talk and yes, I don't like that. And they do a lot of close-ups, and it's like, come on, you could have done better.
And the most
Like-
the most that they really do is that they can lift the corners of their mouth a little bit, and then they can make their eyes a little bit bigger, and that's really that throws me too.
Like
Totally.
the most of like how you're gonna see them like show emotion is like how the puppeteer like shakes them.
Yeah, or their
That's
voice.
really it.
Right. So I'm a little disappointed in that, but I know they're probably trying to stay true to the original
Yes.
puppets.
Mm-hmm.
So
And that's why I'm in.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good. So I'm willing to watch the rest of it with her because I wasn't super about the Dark Crystal beforehand, but he was hyped for it. So
Really quick, the spoiler. This is a spoiler, so don't listen. Plug your ears. When the little flying gelfling
Yeah.
gets attacked by the worm,
Yeah.
and it eats her wing,
No, I didn't eat it.
it broke it.
Yeah, I just broke it.
Oh my god, I started to cry.
that made me sad too. I'm so glad everything else. I was like, oh no,
I was
she's
like,
so sweet.
She's loving on that baby, and the mom's gonna eat her.
Well,
It scared the crud out of me.
it's called The Darkening for a
It's-
reason.
well, it was
The darkening.
Yeah, The Darkening.
yeah, it is called the dark.
Yeah, you gotta watch it. It's intense what's happening.
Don't
Wow.
eat.
Yeah,
certain
they didn't even
moms.
talk about it during the original one, and I was always curious, like, how is this? Because like this crystal's supposed to be like the life essence of the whole entire world, so it's being corrupted in the original movie. But it's like, how is this crystal being corrupted affecting the world? And now you finally get to see it in this one.
Oh, okay. Now that does actually sound a little bit more interesting to me.
I mean, the way that I kind of look at it, if you look at the original movie as being, according to like their fantasy world being post-apocalyptic, this is like before the apocalypse.
Yep.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's why it's a prequel that really I feel like does it for me because it's like cool. You just get to see how things were right like before.
Yep.
So are you only on the second episode as well, or
Yeah.
have you moved forward?
Her and I are together. If she's seen any episodes before me,
I mean, I've only seen little bits and pieces walking through the house when his family members were watching it.
Hold on. So this, the look of like you better not watch. That's a thing that couples do, and I always wonder like, why do couples like we have to watch at the exact same time?
well, the thing is, we live together, so I don't want any of us to inadvertently spoil anything for the other.
And by the way, and to be fair, I mean, like, I'm not bad about spoiling things.
I am.
Yes. But it's serious. So he's like, no, but just this one thing. I'm like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. But it's not even that important. And I'm just like, no, I don't want to hear it. Shut up, please.
And then
just
I
stop
say
speaking.
it, and she goes, "You ruined it."
Yeah, and he just spats it out.
Hold on. So you two are living together. Were you living together last time either of you were on here?
When he was when Sarah was on here, I wasn't living with him yet. No,
Okay. So how's that going?
I mean,
Amazing. I like it.
yeah, I quite like it. I mean, to be fair, we spent like every day together for like 2 months before we were even like together. So it just kind of made a little more sense because if he wasn't staying there at my place, I was staying there at his place. So we were like living together in 2 houses.
So proud of you kids making it work.
So back to the watching it at the
Yes.
same time. For me, sometimes I have a hard time grasping the concept of what's happening. And so I will sometimes watch, if it's a series that I'm not 100% comfortable with, I'll watch the episode before my partner watches it with me because then the second time it's like, oh, now I get it.
Well, see, what I like is that usually what happens with Sarah and I is that we're not into a lot of like the same type of shows, right? But usually whatever we watch is something that one of us is super into. So, for example, The Dark Crystal, I saw the original movie. I just didn't know a whole lot about it. But when I'm watching it with him, he can go like, oh, well, because this happened in the movie, and he's making connections for me that I wasn't really getting. And we'll do the same things. Like
Like
I
we're
was
watching Pose.
Yeah, like I was watching Pose, which is, like,
Pose?
yes,
Yes.
It's absolutely wonderful, first of all. But yeah, it's
Love it.
It's set in the
It's like early 90s, late 80s. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
right around the HIV/AIDS epidemic.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, it was during the HIV/AIDS epidemic, and it's talking about ballroom culture around trans folks, drag queens, all around gay culture, and specifically, it's mostly people of color in that culture, and kind of the things that they were doing at that time, which, you know, something that I super love, that I'm super invested in as a queer myself, you know, but, you know, my lovely straight white male partner over there. Not that he's like, you know, he just doesn't know a lot about it, and you know, while he's a wonderful person, he's just, you know, wasn't something he's into. So I would begin watching it. I watched the season when it came to Netflix. I was watching, and he's playing a game. He's looking over, and he's like, "Wait, what's happening? Wait, who's that? Hey, I like that guy. What's his name? His name is Pray Tell. That's a weird name. I love him."
I just loved his energy. He was
And
funny.
then like, you know, a few episodes in, so I look over and he's sitting right next to me, like, "Wait, what's happening? What's what is this?" You know.
So you pulled him in.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
a lot
so
of
what
times
is this called? Pose?
Pose.
P-O-E? Is it?
POSE.
No, P-O. Yeah, you're all right. Good job.
Yeah.
Wait, P-O-S-E?
Yes.
Yeah,
like,
POSE.
like strike a pose.
Yeah, like strike.
Oh,
pose.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's super good. So totally do recommend. But yeah. Oh, and apparently it's this, you know, the second season. I haven't seen it because it's on TV and I binge watch things. So I wait till it comes to Netflix. Apparently the second season does have something BDSM related in it
Nice.
with one of the main characters. So it's gonna
All
be
bad.
yeah because he reads
all bad.
Quiet, sir. He reads spoilers. Don't listen to him. That whole conversation we had about him spoiling things, he already did that for
All
me.
bad.
Just shh.
Oh, wow.
I do have my crop. Would you like to borrow it?
I will
She
pitch
can't
it.
even reach.
I will pitch it across the table at your face. No,
At your face.
but yeah. So I like watching shows at the same time as him just cause.
Oh, I get to swack him.
Do it hard.
All right.
No, beat him up.
I'm sorry.
Violent.
We told you this is what would happen.
About this.
That was a joke. I did that on purpose.
Okay.
about you playing a dominant on TV.
It was a joke. I did that for the listeners.
For the listeners,
Oh, did you guys see the new Star Wars trailer?
I have.
I have two.
Are you okay?
She is so excited,
I'm sorry. I just got groped.
and her sir is just like giggling behind her.
That's great.
I just got groped between the seat back slats.
Well done over there.
Excellent.
Totally caught me off guard. Yes, I've seen it. I didn't see the last Star Wars show.
Do you
so
need to see it again?
Movie.
a movie. I didn't
Yeah.
see the last movie. I saw the movie that Disney did.
The
First one.
Okay. So
Disney has
Force
done all
Awakens.
these.
Oh, well, I saw the one with
You saw The Force Awakens.
I saw the one where the fuzzy guy and the other guy with the
Chewie and
Okay,
Han.
Captain, I'm going to
Yes.
look over here towards you. And you and I will have this conversation.
Wait. I
Nope,
saw that
keep
one
her
and
in.
I loved it.
Okay.
I loved it.
Okay.
Stop looking at me like that. Gigantor's got a fist out and he's glaring.
She doesn't even know the name of the fuzzy guy.
I'm on the spot. So I liked it and I loved it and I wanted to see more, but I haven't had a chance to. But
just
the
haven't
ones
seen it.
prior to those, I wasn't invested. There was no emotion to them for me. But this one with Han and the fuzzy guy,
Chewie.
I loved it.
Wait, hold on.
Are you talking about Solo?
That's what I'm about to say. Like, are we talking about?
Was it a one-off episode? Was it when they were younger?
Yeah,
That-
where
that's
they
called-
met.
That's called Solo.
Where they met.
That's Solo.
That's Solo,
Okay.
the movie.
I loved it. It was so cute.
I actually didn't like that one.
I was like, Lala, you kind of like the one that no one likes.
like there's only two good things about that one, and that's Amelia Clark's in it, and they show Darth Maul he's still alive.
You guys
so I'm
are-
like, yay!
You guys are dumb.
Wait, I thought everybody liked why can I not think of the man's name? Who
Donald
played
Glover?
Lando?
Donald Glover?
Donald Glover.
Yeah, Donald
Yeah.
Glover. Yes.
So are you saying the ones after that are more like the original ones?
Yeah.
Yes and
Yes.
no.
Then I probably won't like them. So you guys talk
Wait.
about
So Force Awakens, Last Jedi, they're after the New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and
So you
Return
have-
of the Jedi. So you
You're
could like
speaking
those.
to her in a foreign
So
language.
here-
right
here's
now.
I
for-
saw the one with where Rey was introduced with the little
Yes.
round robot guy.
You like
Yes.
that
Okay.
one, right?
I liked that one.
Okay.
Okay.
And then so Solo is a prequel to that.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then the
Was
next
really well.
one,
Rogue One was also a prequel.
yeah, Rogue One was a prequel. That was a
Is that the one I saw?
It was. But it
That's
was
actually
so
that's
good.
actually up
That's
there
my
for
favorite
my
one.
favorite
Rogue
ones.
One. Did I see that one?
I don't know if you saw that
know
one.
if you have.
What's the one with where they introduced Rey?
That's Force Awakens.
That's Force Awakens.
episode 7. Rogue One came a year after, and that's basically 3.5 because it leads directly into episode 4. You remember the very first Star Wars movie where Leia has R2D2 makes that.
Yep.
So how this one ends is go straight into the beginning of the 4th movie,
Which is technically the first movie.
which is technically the first.
Oh, stop. We're going to be.
Oh yeah,
Like, her brain's just exploded.
her brain is
But
fried.
anyway, the trailer for this one, Rise of Skywalker, I'm hyped. After the 8th one, I was ticked off.
Why were you ticked off?
There were so many things done wrong. Like this whole entire movie.
Here goes the fanboy spiel.
I'm going to be very silent through this part.
It was so. First off, they ruined Snoke.
They ruined
Snoke. I thought we were gonna get some like dark side training.
They gave
and
him.
I was excited for that.
They built him up to be this grand thing.
I just don't feel like they
And
did
then-
that.
And then you see the grand things that he does, and it's
He
like,
looked
wow,
like
he's
a
really
hardened
powerful.
testicle. He did not seem that hype to me, man. I was like, here's a baddie.
And he was being performed by a great motion capture and voice actor and Andy Serkis too. So it's like, this is fantastic. What's gonna happen?
Give a damn. He's a lame character.
They made him lame, but
the
the whole entire time with them like chasing the resistance and all that, and then Finn
that
going
was kinda
off
boring.
on that side adventure.
I was so
I'm like-
pissed at where they introduced, the ships need fuel, whereas in none of the other ones have they ever said anything about fuel.
Yeah, but it makes sense.
It makes sense, but
But
still.
yeah.
It's those little things.
So the only good thing about that was we get some closure on Luke Skywalker, although I'm kind of upset that he died. And they kind of did a cop out where Kylo killed him, but not really. And then they did a fake out with Leia. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
that
wait,
fake out with Leia was
like-
pretty intense. I'll
like,
admit that. I was like, whoa, what is happening?
Carrie Fisher's dead, and I miss, like, we're
all
not
miss
gonna have any more Leia. But in the trailer, you see Leia, so I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like, how the fuck can she do? How the fuck can you continue to have her? You should just killed her off in the very beginning of the prequel
Who
one.
knows what plans they may have, though? It may end up working out.
But like, it
We
could
don't-
have just been a quick fix.
we don't know their plans.
Exactly.
I don't know their plans either. I don't know why my alarm just went off. My apologies.
It's okay. It's all right. You obviously have something more important that you want to be doing right now.
Oh yeah, normally this is her nap time, and I wake her up at this time.
Yeah, that's actually what it is. That's
Yep.
my nap time wake up call.
Aw. So you truly are a little. You
Yep.
have nap time and everything.
Yep. Oh, but with the Star Wars trailer, it shows Dark Rey at the end.
Yes.
I've seen memes for it, and it's like, you should now be called Darth Radar.
Oh,
Darth Radar.
I'm like, yes, I love it. But I think it's, remember the Dagobah like swamp cave?
Yeah.
I think it's something like that effect. I don't think she's actually going to the dark side.
And my thing is, I was looking at that as this is probably some sort of like weird vision or dream sequence she has, just so that Disney can make some merchandising off
Now-
of having Dark Rey.
Yeah.
Now the Emperor is in the
new
movie.
one. Mm-hmm.
So if the Emperor does make Rey into the dark side, which is what I kind of wanted from the very beginning, I'll be more than happy.
Oh.
I'm a Sith. I'm sorry.
How dare you?
Excuse me. Off topic, real quick. I have a question.
Yes.
AnemicPrincess, who are you holding?
This is my friend Marble. He is a bun, and I'll show you why his name is Marble. Because he has marbles in his head, and I can rattle him around, and he's like a rattle.
Well, just don't lose his marbles.
He won't. He's good. He holds on to them real good.
She holds on to her marbles too.
Yeah. You don't. I have to put your marbles back in your head. So you keep on losing them.
Wow. I'm sorry. I just had to bring that up because I was like, she's holding on to that thing for dear life.
It's because she loves it so much.
Lala, what else is happening in the world today?
D&D.
D&D's happening?
Yep.
What do we know about D&D? Seriously, who plays D&D? Who gets together with friends and sits around the table?
Me.
Me, unfortunately.
Everybody.
I run mine.
Did you say unfortunate?
I run my sessions
That's dumb. Why would you say unfortunately?
because
Because
they do
we-
so many stupid things.
Because we're terrible to our DM.
it is
Nothing, everything.
I have
nothing goes to plan for him. Ever.
nothing ever. unfortunately, and I know that's how it's supposed to be. But when they get to like the role play sessions of it, it's like, so we have a new players in it.
Yeah.
And
Most of us are first timers.
yep. So they want to go buy a horse. I'm like, okay, there's the stables. Go talk to the owner of the stables. Maybe you can try and get a horse. And my little sister, she's playing with us, and my friend's wife is playing with us. And they decided to actually do this role play. They go into
Both first time players, by the way.
Yeah.
It's first time doing anything
So
like
they both
this.
go in to talk to the shopkeep, and the very first RP words that they say is, "We want a horse."
And they just stop.
That was my little sister. "We want a horse," and that's all she said.
We want a horse.
And then my friend's wife is like, "Hello, shop owner person. Hey, we are looking to possibly buy a horse if you have one for cheap, possibly for 35 gold, because we are poor. Thank you." Just like, I'm just,
because we are poor, thank you.
yep.
And of course, everyone's just staring at them, and they're just looking at it. It's like, ah. And mind you, they've heard the other players go in,
Yeah.
negotiate, you know, like, so they have an idea what's going on. They both were just.
I also have a goblin rogue in there who's a kleptomaniac, so he always tries to steal shinies and grabs shinies and stuff. It's just like, there's no shinies here.
Wait.
Stop asking me.
He's that thing from what's the Harry Potter movie? Not Grindelwald, the one before.
Oh, he's like, yeah. He's one of those things, a cute little mole thing.
Yes.
Well, they're in Grindelwald as well.
Well,
Yeah.
no, but I'm trying. What's the name? I can't think. Fantastic Beast.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah, they just go for all the shiny objects.
But except that he's like a little jerk about it. So there's been a few
Yeah.
times where like I wasn't
Like-
playing at first. I was just watching and I was helping Sir out. And his the guy who made the Goblin Rogue, he wasn't able to make it to one of the sessions. But they're like, well, it's okay, you know, you can just have her play for me for that session. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I have to play this terrible character who's such a jerk. He's just constantly trying to rob people. And I feel
His
like I did
allies
pretty
too.
good. Yeah, his allies too. So when his sister started playing that session, you know, and she joined the party, we found a way to get her to join up to the party. The first thing I said, I tried to loot her. I tried to rob her for all of her gold.
Yeah.
It didn't work. And then I had to get picked up and dragged the rest of the time.
So
'cause I was in
I'm
trouble.
punishing his character by having like mimics always be in a dungeon or such.
Yeah, because he always runs for the chest. No
Yeah.
matter what the party says, even if they're like, please don't, he runs for the chest and tries to just nab whatever's in the chest, and he always gets wrecked.
Yep. The name generator on it is pretty funny though.
I was gonna say, Gigantor, you gave me a thing about a name for your
So-
one of your NPCs.
So on the DM screen, you can like roll up. I'm terrible making up names on the spot, so I heavily rely on name generators. And I rolled like Mayor, like May and Yor, and I looked at it, I'm like, shit, that's Mayor spelt. What the fuck? So I'm like, yeah, you guys are in the town of Mayor, and here's the mayor of Mayor. And my players were like, what's his name? I'm like, screw it, Mayor.
So he's mayor of the town Mayor.
Yep. So the town was really weird and stupid. Run downtown, known for high fashion. It was really weird.
So we elected her like, this is super weird, and the mayor is super weird, and we're like, can we just like walk through the town and out the other side? And so Sir looks at us and he's glaring and he rolls and he's like, apparently so.
Yep. And then the next name that I rolled up was Joshin.
Joshin?
Yeah, it was Joshin. And AnemicPrincess was playing as the Goblin Rogue, and the Goblin Rogue happened to know of the Joshin family and basically said that they were very thick.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Very
Very, very wealthy and thick.
thick.
Thick as in chubby?
Thick as in they got that booty.
Yeah.
Oh, or thick as in dense is what I...
Yeah.
Dunce.
As in dummy thick.
Hold on, real quick. I just thought of something. So you're playing a rogue, right?
Right now I am just to fill in for his friend that hasn't been able to make the sessions. I'm playing his character.
No, I'm just thinking. What did we talk about on the previous episode? It's September. The bisexual rogue.
Oh,
that's
hey,
true.
Me.
So you have a negative
except
8
I'm
to.
pansexual. So
Oh, okay. Pansexual. Sorry.
Wait, what are you?
I apologize.
I'm pansexual.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Same.
she doesn't get it.
Who? I don't get it.
No.
No, don't get what?
You don't know me.
You
I
don't
do
know how
kinda know
woke
you,
she
Lala.
is.
I know you're little. That's not out of the closet
I'm
yet.
not a freaking
I tell
little.
her this every single time I
love
see her.
littles.
Like she has a llama like put onto like the mic stand. Always has a stuffy with her.
You sure
what
has
is
a
your
cat
problem
on
with
it.
Lucy?
Lucy, I have no problem with Lucy. Lucy's a nice llama. I don't like where she's at because I don't think that's comfortable for a llama. But
Lucy likes it right there.
okay,
That's her spot.
just like Giggity.
Giggity likes me.
Okay.
Except unless I'm a vampire.
Yep.
Yeah, then he
Then
really
he
does not
like
you.
me. He damages me really badly. Giggity, for those of you that don't know, is my squirrel companion in my
D&D.
in my D&D campaign.
D&D is always such a
Yeah.
fun conversation.
It is.
Yeah.
You make so many crazy characters. We have a half-orc bard who tries really hard to pass as human, and he files down his teeth
Oh.
so he can pass as human, and it's great. Like, and he's also one of the only half-orcs I know that was raised by the orc parent. So like, he gets-
So like he has this whole thing where it's like everyone is trying to get him to fight. He's like, no, I want to sing, and
So he's a bard.
he's a bard. And after like their very first like dungeon, I introduced not his high school, but his childhood bullies. Because
show
like
up.
they were bandits trying
Why
to.
would you do that?
because he's mean.
Why not?
Did they fight him?
He
rolled well
wanted to
enough.
fight them.
Yeah.
They would have lost.
Yeah, we rolled well enough that we were able to get out of that without fighting them. But yeah, the bard was definitely wanting to fight these guys who've made fun of him since he was younger. But yeah, it was a whole thing where like his dad was actually like the chieftain with like this half orc son.
Yep.
And he tried to he's like, no, you must rape and pillage, and and he's just like, but Dad, I just want to sing, man.
It sounds like Happy Feet.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the exact
exactly.
idea. That's the exact idea.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a bunch of funny characters. I can't wait. I get to join next session as something other than that terrible kleptomaniac goblin.
Hey, what is wrong with rogues? Thank you very much.
There's nothing wrong with rogues. It's just
It's just the kleptomania.
the kleptomania. The fact I have to play that as like the flaw because it's every single time anything. I just have to be a total jerk all the time, and I don't like playing a character that's a total jerk. That's because it's just not me. I didn't make the character.
That's usually when you like to play that because it's not you.
No, I mean, I feel like maybe it's just because it's my first game. I'd like to play a character that'd be like what I would want to be.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like an
Well, like-
idealized version of myself.
Well, like her and I play a lot of role playing games on like consoles and PCs, like Mass Effect. When we play through those games, we try at least for me, I like to play as if it's myself.
Real
Yes,
quick, when you
see.
started that sentence, I thought you were going to say, when me and her role play, stop.
I know. I got excited for a second because that's my favorite thing to do.
I mean, he and I don't need to
if we
roleplay.
roleplay, she wants me to be Garrus.
Yes.
Garrus, for
Garrus?
those that don't know.
Yeah.
Is from Mass Effect. He's a Turian. And she loves
he's
him
an
so
alien,
much.
and that is my first I've never felt so intensely in love with a video game character until Garrus. Garrus, I will show you a picture and you look at me like I'm crazy, Lala. But I look at him, I'm like, I want him tattooed on my body. I love him
The
so much.
design of him's really cool.
Yeah, but I have had friends that tell me like, oh, what's going on with your cricket boyfriend?
Cricket boyfriend?
Because they say the Turians look like crickets, and I don't see it.
How the Turians are they're just exoskeleton because they have radiated.
The skinny
planet.
guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
he's the tall one. He's like the biggest Turian ever. It kind of looks like in a lot of those.
So like the exact opposite of me.
So Gigantor,
yes.
how do you pretend to be a cricket alien?
Well, she just fell in love with his personality, so you just gotta be a sarcastic asshole, which
Yeah.
I have on the dot.
Exactly. That's probably why I like hanging around Sir so much because
Yep.
I don't know. He reminds me of
And-
Garrus. He's really smart too, like how Garrus is. It's really great. He's just not as good with a sniper rifle. But
Wait, hold on. Have you seen him using a sniper rifle?
I don't ever want to.
What about a Nerf gun rifle?
Also, I don't want to because I'm just gonna use that to shoot me.
Well, yeah, that's fun though.
Pew pew pew.
he already bullies me all the time, so I don't know.
You bully her.
Yes.
Why you gotta be so mean?
It's
She's so
justified.
cute.
Does cuteness excuse bad behavior?
She would never be bad.
I would never be bad. Oh my.
She
That's a lie. That is a lie and a half.
No.
There's a reason why I had Joker get one good hit on her.
I bratted at Joker too much, and since Joker didn't have permission to hit me, he didn't. And then Sarah found out, and he was just like, you know what, Joker, you get one. And we've talked about how hard Joker hits.
uh-huh.
And so
Yep.
for a few months, I think maybe 2 months at a time, Joker, he would pretend like he was going to hit me, and I'd get really scared. And finally, at the Fresno Ball, at the very end of it, he nailed me so hard. I was so not expecting it.
He was
I
only
so
going
over.
half too.
Yeah, it was only going half. And the worst thing is that I was wearing a garter underneath there,
garter.
right? And so where he hit me, he hit right on top of where the strap was, right? So after the sting initially died down and I was okay, and then I got home and I moved the garter, and just moving it, it's because it pushed it into my skin. Oh my God, it was so painful. I was like, I'm gonna have like a weird line bruise from it.
And did you end up with a stripe in your bruise?
No, I ended up with like, it was like a little like light spot. I don't bruise very easy.
Oh, okay.
But I could feel that there was bruise there, it just wasn't visible. But yeah,
One of those deep tissue bruises.
Yeah.
Don't show up.
We're always making fun of it's like, oh, it's going to happen at the 20th anniversary. Oh, no, it's going to happen at the luau. Oh, no, it's going to happen at this party. Oh, no, wait, never mind. It's going to happen at the ball.
Oh, wait. Oh, what show am I thinking of? The one, How I Met Your Mother. Have you seen that?
I've seen some
Wasn't my
episodes of the show.
I'm sorry.
Okay, no. There, you have two of the characters where one, I forget what the initial issue was, but the other one's like, okay, well, you can, it was like a slap war or something like that. It's like, you can get your slap back. And the guy's like, no, not yet.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Joker did to me. He's like, not today, maybe not even tomorrow,
and
but at some point.
I was like, it was hilarious because he had like a slap or two slaps or something like that. And so he gave him one right then. And he's like, what about the other ones? Oh, no. And you didn't hear anything about it for like the rest of the season, I want to say. And then just before like Thanksgiving, like the next season, there's a little part of the episode where the character gets an email. It's like the slaps giving happening in with a timer.
That's wonderful.
Yes. I enjoyed that show more than I probably should have.
What's next on the agenda?
Bum, bum, bum.
We don't talk about the agenda.
The agenda does not exist.
It does not exist.
My agenda.
Oh,
I have
your
an
agenda? What's your agenda?
I don't know. Let's talk about us as people. People? AnemicPrincess and myself.
Yeah.
Oh.
You just want to talk about yourself, sir. Just put it out there. It's
I'm
fine.
pretty great.
You are. I'm fine with you.
Well, okay, so since you want to talk about yourselves, and so you're living together where?
At my place.
At your your personal home, or your parents' home, or
Parents.
your aunt's home? Your parents' home.
Yeah.
Yeah, we live with his mom and his younger sister.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
how does that work out?
I'm about to say, how does that work out being in the type of relationship you all are in?
Well, already it's happened a few times, specifically more with his younger sister, because me and his younger sister get along very well. But he has like only sisters.
Yep.
Right. So he has always been the punching bag as the brother, right? Anyway. So of course when I started coming around, they started to get a bit grumpy with me, like, why aren't you bullying him like we do? And then very specifically, not too long ago, maybe like a month or so ago, Sarah and I were sitting there with his sister. I think I was helping her with schoolwork or something like that. And I had just made him lunch. And so I go to get up, and so he automatically hands his plate and he asks me for water. I said, okay, and I get up and I do that. And she got so mad at him. She said, what is wrong with you? Are your legs broken? Do you think that that's okay to just make her do that? And just started to rip into him, and I didn't know what to do.
I ignored everything. I'm like,
And how old is the sister?
she's 18 now, about to be 19.
Okay. So she's not like 10.
No.
Exactly.
Okay.
But like with the women in my family, they're all strong,
Very
stubborn
strong.
women. And so I've kind of gone around like strong, independent, stubborn women. And I'm like always had to do stuff for myself and such. So when she started living with us, it took me a while just like kind of like give into like her servicey aspect of how she is, especially in front of them.
Right.
But now I'm like, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Here, take my plate. Make me lunch. Please hand me some water. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so that took a little bit. Like the first way I kind of tried to play it off with his younger sister more so than his older sisters, because his older sisters aren't over quite as much. But with his younger sister especially, because she just got out of high school, so she was there all summer, all the time. The way I tried to get with that is I was like, oh well, I try to say, it's just the way I was raised, but it's okay because I'm not doing this because he's making me. It's not like, it's not like it's not consensual or it's not an expectation placed upon me.
And she said, "Are you sure?"
Yeah, she looked at me.
Are you sure?
Are you sure? And she looked at me to kind of make sure that I was all good. And I said, I was like, yes. I was like, I only do the things for Sir that I know that he can do for himself.
She didn't say "sir" when she.
Okay. I was like, well, that just let the cat out of the bag.
Oh no! But speaking of cat out of the bag, once we got back from the ball, we saw one of my older sisters.
Oh man!
And she was wondering where we were, and I gave the okay for AnemicPrincess to like kind of fill it in what was going on.
Because I talked to his older sister all the time. She's super cool, and she's already has kind of said before in previous conversations that were unrelated that she's like super like positive about sexuality and polyamory and kink. She thinks it's super cool. People are involved in that, so we're like, oh yeah, well we'll come out to her.
So she was happy that we were part of this community.
She
that's
was
very
so happy
supportive and educating of people. So she was just very happy that we were safe and all that.
Happy that you weren't being weird.
Yeah,
exactly.
Fast forward a few days, or a week or so, she outs me to my mother.
Your sister does?
Yes.
Wait.
Intentionally?
Yes.
Wait.
Oh.
Was
not as a malicious thing, but what's up, Lala?
Yeah, was there a conversation of please don't tell anybody, this is private and we don't really want your younger sister to know or your mom to know?
To a small extent. I mean, because I was talking to her about it, and I told her, I was just like, well, I told her I don't like lying to people. I came out to my parents about it, and my parents were super cool. They came out to me as swingers at the same time, and I was like, well, that was a conversation. Let's never talk about this again. But yeah, no, I mean, when I had talked to her about that, she's like, well, why didn't you guys think you could tell me? And we said, it's nothing against you. It's just, it's a weird thing to talk about with your family because, especially with misconceptions about it, it's kind of, really... I told she doesn't know specifics. She doesn't know that that Sarah's my dominant or anything like that. She just knows that usually whenever we're going out, it's to meet with the community people, and she's super happy for us. And she's like, okay, go be safe, have fun, So that was kind of what she said. So I told her, I was like, well, a lot of people don't want to know that, and a lot of family members don't wish to know that, and that's something that. He wasn't comfortable disclosing. So since he wasn't comfortable disclosing, I always let Sarah take that on something. So if they're going, oh, where are you going dressed up all nice? I just wouldn't say anything, and I would kind of let him decide what he wants to tell his family. And so I told her, I was just like, because it's all based on his comfort, and when he's ready to talk to people about it, if he ever wants to, I let him do all the disclosing. So when he turned to me and he said, you know what, it's her, like we could talk to her about it, then it's fine. So I never strictly said the words like, hey, maybe don't tell your mom and your sisters, but I do kind of feel like it was definitely like inferred that it's not, that it's for him to come out to, it's not information that anyone else should necessarily share. But I do think it came up in conversation because I think that I'm pretty sure his mom was talking about, oh my gosh, he goes out so much more often, because he was, totally like a little shut in for a while. But like, oh, he goes outside so much often since being with Mel, and this and that, this and that. And
I go outside to a sex dungeon all And when she first met my mom, she's like, your mom is so nice. I love her. I feel bad. I'm like, why? And she goes, I take her to the sex dungeon.
Okay, so going back to your sister.
Outing him.
It was like a week after, and I was kind of like pissed.
We were upset. I mean, and his mom was super cool about it, because she came back, and I think that we were talking about, oh yeah, I went to an event this weekend, and his mom started getting like, oh, an event, huh? Like that, and we're staring at her, and his sister was like, I kind of outed you guys. And like just like that, right? And
I'm just like showing this gesture of, my mouth is open and my hands are like what the heck?
It was frustrating, but I mean, his mom was super cool. But his younger sister was just kind of like, I'm so happy you guys are doing safe, consensual things. Like that's what she cared about. Like, and his mom was just laughing about it, but she's like, it's fine, I don't care, it's fine. But it was
something that threw me off. It was,
oh my gosh, she just didn't explain it, and all the kids were like, what is happening?
It was basically something like, well, he got it from somewhere, or what was it? She's basically implied that she's into it. I'm like, oh no.
Wait, your sister?
No, my mother. And I'm like, I don't need to know.
She said, must be hereditary, and giggled, and we all said, what? And she ran away.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't want to know anything else at all from
Oh
that
my
point.
gosh, that's so funny.
That's
I mean, maybe
hilarious.
that's how you were made.
I don't want to know. All I know with me is that the condom broke, and I'm happy about that.
You're like, because I'm here. I'm
Well, I
happy
mean,
about
if the
that too.
condom broke, that means there might have been some rough sex involved, right? You picking up what I'm
Lala.
putting down?
Look at his face. He's so
You are blushing. It's so cute.
That is
You don't even
hilarious.
have words.
No.
Yeah. I mean, she could have been up on a spanking bench, like restrained.
Lala.
I'm just being so mean right now.
Your mom does have a big old booty.
That's where I get it from.
This is great.
You know what? Would you like? No.
No. No, she has this thing where it's like she wants to touch my ass all the time.
Your mom?
No.
No.
Me.
Oh,
I should have clarified first off. Like AnemicPrincess has this thing about touching my ass all
Okay.
the
Because
time.
it's so nice and round, and he has the cutest little booty. And,
Little.
And, no, it's
do
not
you
even
want to
little.
spank it?
Yes.
She wants to
do?
grab it.
He has a really cute.
I have my
freckle
crop
on
right
his
here.
butt. He won't let me. I was kind of messing with him a little bit. I have a J&W paddle.
Yes.
At home.
You do?
Well, no, it's Sir's J&W paddle, but his back was bothering him. So sometimes like I'll turn it so it's like on the skinny side, and I'll beat on his back a little bit because it feels like a little back massage.
Yeah.
So I was doing that yesterday, and he was on his phone, and every once in a while I just accidentally tap his butt
Oh, oops.
to watch him move a little bit.
Actually, real quick. So, how are you enjoying your J&W paddle?
It is very nice. I like
Love
hitting
it.
her with it repeatedly. It gives very nice sounds, and I don't know how it feels on your end, but I know you enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
Well, let's expand on that a little bit because I know we've talked a little bit about your experience in this lifestyle, and you're fairly new, right?
I'm still a baby.
and you
all
haven't
considered.
really tried very many things.
Well, because I'm still, I'm weird how it goes. Like when I first joined this community, and you can probably vouch for this, I was very quiet. I didn't talk
You didn't talk to anyone but me.
because I'm just stepping away, observing how everyone is. So I know like, okay, I can talk to this person like this. I can't talk to this person like this, and just learning. And then I would go into the dungeon and learn some things. Like with Just a Dark Star, I learned a kneeing technique, and I went and I did it to her, and she's like, "Where did you learn?" Damn it.
Because I just knew immediately who it was. I was like, oh, he got it from her.
Yeah. So like I was just learning and observing. Now I'm just in the learning and actually starting to do things, but I'm not quite at that comfort level of where it's like, oh, I can go into that dungeon, do a scene and do it proper, because I know I'm not educated enough, and I want to make sure not only that I'm safe, but I want to make sure that the bottom is safe at all times as well.
That's exactly how you should be.
That is
Yep.
so great. I'm so glad that you said all those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So was it with the paddle? I mean, I'm sure you've seen people be paddled,
Yes.
right? And so I don't know. For me, I have a sweet spot, which is right where that little
Yeah,
curve,
she has
where
a
the
sweet spot. It's the
that's where
same
mine is.
the
spot for
curve
her.
where the leg meets, like right that curve,
Yep.
right?
And going up is like my thing. Too.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like, did you communicate? Was there communication of I really want to use this paddle on you? Where do you like it? How hard do you like it? Did you
Well-
go through all of that, or was it just
Well,
natural?
what it is that like he was never hitting me hard enough for me to like not be able to vocalize to him, where because he very much so knows where not to hit me with the paddle now.
I know where not to hit. I know how hard not to hit.
Yeah,
Okay.
especially because like I have a lot of surface area for because my ass is just huge. It's,
I like
it's
it.
fun, but it's just because it's like, and I feel like it sounds weird. I have like a long
Kind of give me a
ass.
thumbs up.
It's just like, and so like I try to explain to him like kind of like the top quarter of my ass I don't want hit because I just feel like it's high up and it feels like he's hitting my back. He's not. It's still my butt. He's like, he's like, there's crack there. It's your butt. And I'm like, I know that, but to me it
She
feels
just
like
gets that
you're
sensation.
yeah, it feels like he's hitting my back as hard as he's hitting the lower part, the sweet spot where my butt is instead,
Yep.
you know?
So now what you want to feel?
Yeah. So I'm just kind of like, just aim a little bit lower. I tell him not to get too close inwards. I like being more on the kind of on the outside, almost all the way like down the sides of my thighs. I like that. So
Inside of thighs as well.
Yeah.
And all that.
So there was lots of good communication.
yeah, but it was more of like I was letting him doing it and then correcting him when I
Yeah.
was like, oh, that's something I don't necessarily
because
like.
we've been together for like a good while, and we had a lot of like sexual experiences with each other. So like I have like a good understanding to where like I need very minimal communication from her at
Right.
that point.
He knows.
No, I
Yeah,
think
he
that's
knows me
great.
really well.
You can read her.
Yeah.
I'm glad. No, I'm just curious, and the listeners might be new, and they might want to know, like, how do you start using a paddle on someone that you care about? How do you go about that?
I mean,
So-
admittedly, with other people, I have to talk through it with them a lot more, even like close friends. I think it's just because Sarah and I were intimate for so long. He can read me, and that's the only reason why I don't need to do a lot of talking. I know if I move a certain way, he's gonna go, okay, that's not the spot. So
But-
he can read me, but with
Yeah.
other people, I usually do a lot more. Kind of like negotiation.
But for me, like having that be my first time actually using a tool in that manner, if anyone's like new and hasn't quite used a tool and wants to use a tool, what I did is I just started very kind of like soft so I can get like a good understanding of like the feel of the paddle and like how it would kind of like feel for her and such, and then I just worked up from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just kind of like go at your own pace, but don't go like straight into like cracking them like across the ass.
Right. Yeah.
Don't break them before you
Don't
can.
break them. Don't break the Jane W paddle.
Yeah.
But speaking of that, they will fix it.
Yes, they
They
will.
will.
They will fix it. If you're not misusing it,
Yes.
then they will fix it.
I
for
kind of
you.
want to test it, but I know she couldn't handle
No,
it.
please don't. Please don't
Yikes.
try to break the paddle.
Hold
I
on,
quite
real quick.
like it.
When you say tested, how much do you want to test it?
So like she has a very nice ass, and it has a lot of muscle. So like I just want to see like how much like either her ass or the paddle can take.
Only one will win this fight.
Yep.
But yeah, so fun stuff. But it's kind of okay now being out to his feelings. My parents, I wasn't like I'm very, very open with my parents about all different kinds of things. So for me telling them, it was just I just don't like lying. So I told them, and they're just as long as you're being safe. But with his mom's just kind of like, that's cool. Don't need to hear very much more about it. Sometimes his sisters want to know like a little bit more.
Like
So-
what the events are type
Yeah,
thing.
they like very specifically. I try never to tell them about our dynamic is because sometimes they want to know more about everything else. So I'm just like, they don't always want to know the specifics of what. Yeah, so I stay away from that. And even if they were to ask, and maybe like you're asking questions you don't want to know the answer to. I say that a lot to his younger sister. Actually, she asked me things. I'm like, listen, you're asking questions you don't want to know the answer to.
Yeah. Because then she could get misconceptions.
Well, not even that. Is that I'll probably tell her, and then she'll realize, oh, I didn't need to know about my brother.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's that too,
that's
yeah.
that's the big thing. I don't want to know anything that my sisters.
Just like he doesn't
Or
want to
my
know
mother
about
know.
his mother's
Yeah.
kinky life.
I'll
before
tell you.
being
I'll
a
tell
mother.
you how it happened.
You're gonna kill him if you do that.
I'm smiling wickedly right now.
Your sir's asleep right now. I
know.
can probably get to you before he wakes
No,
up.
he says he's up.
He
Oh,
says
he's
he's
up?
not, but he's been
Dang.
snoring for the past 20 minutes.
Good time. Well, I just thought about something. Our listeners, a couple of weeks ago at this point, would have heard a horrific drop pickup from you.
Oh,
Oh, right. We had a group session.
Yeah,
A
it
group
was-
drop pickup.
Yeah, it was the two of you and Zealous, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as far as now, have you, how do I want to phrase this? With you being a spoken for woman, have you figured out a way to get them to stop yet?
I mean, already just having my dynamic with Sir listed on my profile has helped. I mean, I also have a pup too, but I think that when they saw that I was the top in that situation, they just didn't really care.
They're like,
I'm-
oh,
Yeah.
you can come and top me anytime.
Well, it's weird because I've no matter what, I've always had on my profile like, hey, I'm not interested in playing with anyone who that I don't know and who is not vetted to my local community. There's absolutely no interest there. But what that's telling me now is that now that I have Sir on there, because I was still receiving plenty of messages back then. Now that I have Sir on there, the messages have gone down significantly. So I'm just like, so they were reading the profile, they just didn't care. They just thought they can convince me otherwise. And I think now that they see that there's a very obvious male dominant presence, now they'll stay away from that. I still get weird videos, not that. Thank God I don't get
Whoa,
those.
what? This is new to me.
Like, how are you getting that on Fet?
No, but I am still getting like the odd like, hey, sexy message, and I just say the same thing every single time, which is just please go read my profile and refer to my sir if you have any inquiries. And usually they do not message him.
I was gonna ask you, have you been getting many messages in regards to
No,
her?
I think I've only gotten like two messages. One was
you've gotten three because
three.
Because he said no to someone and he said okay, and then he just never bothered either one of us again.
Oh,
That's the way it should go.
Yeah.
Wow.
But like the very first one I got, we put in the drop pickups. And basically, it was like very nice and polite at first.
He's someone who I had talked to before I was ever with Sir.
And then he's like, "Your Sir's lucky that he gets to like what was theirs? Like he gets to come in you or something."
Yeah,
it was so
we
gross.
read it.
Yeah.
We read it not too long ago.
Yeah, it was something along those lines. And she's like, "And our conversation's done." And I sent him a message back, "And your conversation with her is over." And he called me like a weird, like a fuck you weirdo. And then I'm not gonna say that word.
Yeah, because it's a nasty word. I don't like that word either.
Gotcha.
But and when I had said in the conversation's over, he had said something about, because you're just so wholesome, aren't you, you weirdo? Or like it was something really weird like that too. And I remember, and then he had blocked both of us immediately. But I do remember that he was like RSVP to go to not one of our munches, but a nearby community's munch. So I just sent like a quick message to my friend who's in that community, like, hey, like.
Watch out for this one.
Yeah. I sent him a few of the screenshots, and he's like, "Well, I'm sorry that happened to you, but you handled it very well, and I promise you, if I ever hear that guy's name come up, we'll have a conversation."
Yep.
And I was like, "Okay."
Greedy was also kind of like, I don't know what he did. He just basically sent me a message like, "What's the guy's name?" And I sent him the name. So I don't know what he has done.
I don't know if he's just looking at it like,
curious.
I don't know if he's looking at it. He's like, this guy's too local.
No, I do remember that because it was on Discord, and he's like, Gigantor, I'm going to PM you, or PM me his name or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh.
I was like, he's in trouble because
That
they
guy's
blur everything out.
Busted.
But yeah, that was pretty whack. So yeah, I don't know. There's some days where I'm just kind of like, this sounds pretty bad, but to be honest, usually whenever I get a message like that, especially since it's usually just some creepy rando, I literally tell them to refer to Sir, because either I know that they won't do it, or if they do that, Sir's going to say no for me. And to be frank, they will respect his no more than they would ever respect my no, because no matter how many times I say no, they'll keep on going. They only respect it if a man says no. Still,
which sucks. But.
I don't think that they really read the profiles. I think they just look on there and say and
skip
see
to the pictures or something.
Are you a mistress? Are you looking for Are you looking for whatever you're looking for? They don't care about whatever relationships you're in. They just want to see what you're looking for, and then they go and message you. They don't read the profile.
Now for us, I think it just says in a relationship. Doesn't say we're in an open relationship, which we are. But I feel bad for people who do have lists as like poly or open, because that opens up more floodgates. I think
it does.
Well, never mind.
Well,
no, Lala, come on.
No, it's okay.
I was gonna say, like, in mine with my previous relationship, we had very specifically listed in a polyamorous relationship because he had other partners, and so he wanted to make sure that it was clear across. And I was totally fine with that too, because it was true, right? But yeah, and I felt like I got the same amount of messages coming through, even though if you looked at it and you clicked on his profile, it's obviously a guy. So I am thinking that maybe, I don't know, these creepy randos are thinking that if it's obvious that you're poly or that you're open, that no matter what, they have a chance and they're going to try to slip in.
Exactly.
So, because when Sarah and I got together and I listed him as both my dominant and, in a relationship with, the volume went way down. So it seems like some of them are at least reading quite that far to be able to know.
That's good.
They look, all they look is like, she's with someone. Oh, well, can't get this one.
And they're probably thinking in a committed monogamous.
Yeah.
They might be looking at your age too.
I don't know.
I don't get
what'd you
that
say she was
many.
19?
She's 19.
19?
No, I'm 23.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'm 4. But,
Yeah, sometimes.
well, it's okay. I've already gotten some. I think that they're looking at that, and I think that they're seeing that my label on there is little. Mm-hmm. And so, I've gotten some. My favorite one I've gotten, just because I'm trying to go, I'm like, what the fuck? I got one as a, hello, little girl. I'm Mr. Babysitter. Is your mommy or daddy around?
Oh, this is the same guy that messaged you and Brad Steele, right?
No, that
Oh,
one was
okay.
pretty hilarious. Like, no, this was just some random guy, and I was like, that is just too weird. And I click on his profile, and to be fair, he built like a normal human-sized high chair, and I was like, that's pretty dope. But no, absolutely not. So I don't know, maybe if he had done that because, like, again, Serge just listed as being my dominant. He's not listed as being my caregiver or anything else like that. So I don't know if he thought he had a chance there or what was happening. But that's still my favorite one because I was like, that's an intro. That's a way to introduce yourself.
Damn.
So what was the one that you and Brad still got?
I can't remember if you guys, I'm pretty sure you guys have read it before. Yeah, there's this guy who had messaged Brad of Steel, who's my pup, right? And was just kind of like, oh, like to be daddy to both of you. Never referred to my name. Yeah, that guy.
Was that the country is?
Yeah, the
yeah.
country as fuck. And he kept on
Yes.
giving us his number. He gave us his phone number twice, even though like we just started kind of trolling him because at that point we were like, oh, we just want to be jerks to him. Because it was just like so weird, you know? Like,
Maybe
Did you
just
act
want the
like you were?
attention.
Did you act like you were interested? You're like, oh, this
No.
sounds great.
no, oh
They're
god.
just like patronizing him.
No, we pretended like we were very small.
Yeah.
The whole time, like, because he says he said 3 what? No, I'm not 3. I'm 5 and she's 4. Like, and he's like, what? No, I want to have a threesome with you. Just contact me, bud. And like that is never like again. It was so weird, and we're just like, oh man. And I think that Brad ended up sending him a message, just kind of like, hey, like on the real though, like hell no, and like you need to respect me and respect my handler and do not share your number with people. Like, what is wrong with you? I think he sent him something like that at the end. I can't really remember. But like they'd be like, be safe, guy. Like, oh my goodness. But yeah, that was pretty funny. Because he was just like, I finally got one. I finally got a weirdo message.
Now you guys make me want to read our drop pickup that we have because fun times.
Oh,
Yeah, we got one.
yeah, we do.
We got one. Actually,
Is it time to do that?
it is.
All right.
We actually got one from Zealous. Even though he's not here, he's still giving us one.
Okay, who's reading this?
Do you two want to read or do you want us to read?
I'm fine either way.
I'm fine either way.
All right, so what I'm going to do then, Gigantor, I'm going to hand you my phone.
And I'll hand.
You'll be
Anemic
obviously reading the
Princess
male.
Mine.
You'll be reading the female.
Okay.
Or maybe you two can switch.
And this is the only
just
page.
This?
That's it.
Yeah, it's just
Okay,
it's
all
just
right,
that.
all right.
It's a short one.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh. Which way do you like it?
With my sir/husband.
I thought you were single and ready to mingle. Come on now.
Please explain to me where on earth you got that idea, because Lord knows it's not from my profile.
Is that the end?
Yeah, it's just a short one.
Oh my gosh, because I know who this is from, and you sounded just like her.
The thing is, I know who it is too, so I was like, I'm gonna say it exactly the way I know she would say it.
Yeah.
Because Lord knows.
She's going to have to listen to this episode.
Oh man,
that was great.
I thought I conjured her up pretty good because that's exactly how she's.
You
she's so
totally
sassy.
did.
I love her.
You did a
It's
great
things
job.
like that make me happy. I'm a guy because I have to deal with weird guys. I just have to deal with fake profiles.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
it's always the fake profile. For $50, you can have access to my
Yeah.
private Snapchat.
Yeah.
Yay!
I'm just so tired of that.
I don't get those. Sometimes I get a random like start of a story.
What?
Oh, I see what.
No, I mean not just from random
your stories?
D&D players, but Captain Awesome. But like from I'll get like random little snippets of a story, like the start of a story, like a role play story.
Oh, are they wanting you to like?
And then
finish
they want
it
me to continue.
Oh, okay, I get it. So
I
they're
have
like,
you on top of a bench. What are you going to do now? Like that type of stuff?
Kind of, but maybe a
Okay.
little more.
Fleshed out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I did do one a long time ago. It was really like a long time ago, like before I was a long time ago.
Long time ago.
And it was epic. It could have been a great novel. At the last entry that he made, he had locked me in a cabin and to return later with food and supplies.
And then he never came
And,
back.
and he never came back.
He got arrested.
And I did my part. You
just waited.
What I went through and got out of the bounds, but then I couldn't like open the windows or doors or anything. But he never came back. So I basically perished
oh no.
Oh, no.
in a cabin, and it was snowing if I remember correctly, because I had a big wool sweater that I found.
I used to do a lot of those, like the role playing things on Tumblr, especially because like, I mean, I've already been on a podcast about it, but I love like CNC. That's like my favorite thing.
You did a CNC on a podcast?
No, I didn't do it on the podcast. I talked about it.
Baby, negotiations accepted.
No. Okay.
I bet you liked it.
But yeah, I used to do a lot of that on Tumblr too, because that was something where I was like, you need to know someone so well and trust them so much to be able to do that kind of thing.
I do a lot of that.
You do
in real life.
In real life, you are a CNC.
I need to find
I'm
someone.
a CNC queen.
I need to find someone and ask them like, hey, how can I do a CNC with someone I'm in a relationship with? Because like almost
just
everything
role-playing.
It's what?
It's just role playing.
Yeah.
I know it's
or
just
you
role-play,
or you
but
do
it's
free
like,
use for a day. You know, something
but like
that.
in my head, I don't know if it works for you in your head. Like it's like, oh, this is my sir, so this is fine. It's like
It works. Trust me, it works.
So that should be kind of the idea, no matter what. Because no matter what, whoever you're doing that scene with, you have to have a lot of.
You have to know them and trust them. And really, at the point in my relationship, really, we just have to have a character name, and then like a small guideline of anything.
Yeah, don't do this and otherwise.
But then we know each other so well that it doesn't matter what happens, because he knows he's not. I know he's not going to do anything to really physically harm me, and I just go with it, and it's so much fun. I love it.
Just hurt, not harm.
Just hurt, not harm. Yeah, it's great. I do it. I think just jump in and do it.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, I've tried telling other. I mean, I've joked with him once before where I was like wrestling him. And I think I was gonna go get like laundry done or something like that, right? And he was like, "No, you have to stay here with me." And I said, "I was like, let's see how good you would be at like a CNC scene, and don't let me get away." And I tried to get away from him, and I actually could not. And I was like, "Oh, we got to do this, but we got to do this when no one else is here because I want to be able to scream my head off like I wanted to." So, but I was fighting pretty hard, and I couldn't get away. And I was like, "This is a good thing to do."
I know how to grapple.
That's the only bad thing, is that I haven't been able to just scream.
Yeah.
Because I'm concerned of other people hearing and actually coming to try to rescue me.
The neighbors.
I mean, I wouldn't scream bloody murder or anything.
But
like
I want
that,
to.
Yeah.
I want to.
Well,
I want to yell all the things.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like, I want to be able to yell and be able to be a bit loud. Because I mean, when I did my first scene, it was in a hotel room. So, like, you know, I couldn't actually say too much. I was very conscious of what I was going to say or what I was going to do. And then I was also gagged pretty quickly to make sure that, like... Yeah, just so I could still be in that headspace. But, you know, of course, we didn't want no cops showing up.
Right.
But, like...
Yeah. Gags are used a lot in mine. And also the strangling.
Yeah.
Because you can't scream when you're being strangled.
Yeah.
Right.
So... which I like that a lot too.
Me too.
But
Breath
I'm
play
telling
is
too
good.
much stuff now.
Not here.
I think you need to tell us some more. Tell us more about it, Lala.
Well, there's one particular character that I really like. His name is Brad, and he's a complete
Heckler's back there giggling.
Yeah, I just see Heckler in the background.
complete a-hole, and he's caught a lot of my friends, surprisingly.
Caught a lot
Like
of
a lot of my friends, and I'm doing air quotes. Like Sunshine, who's a total hippie chick, and she likes to go camping in the woods. Yeah.
This Brad sounds like an asshole.
He does.
Yeah, and let's see. There was a forest ranger he caught, a friend of mine.
Is he like a Pokemon master or something? He's just catching all these people.
I don't
catch
know.
'em all.
I can't remember all of my friends' names that he's gotten a hold of, but there's been several.
Has he caught Candy?
He has caught. No, wait. Candy is his girlfriend. Is Brad's girlfriend.
Oh,
Candy
so
is
it's like
Brad's
it's
girlfriend.
definitely a caught.
Well, no, she's not caught. She goes willingly. But
hold
I'll
on.
tell you, Heckler has caught Candy.
Heckler's caught
But-
Candy?
Or Candy caught Heckler. I don't really know how you want to work that one out, but yeah.
Okay.
She seduced him, I think, is what happened. She seduced Heckler, which would piss Brad off because Brad then knows his girlfriend Candy is with this
Heckler.
rando guy, right?
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
you. I got
So
you.
it's
I like this.
Role play.
Sir, you need to go talk to Brad.
yeah, and Brad is a charmer. Let me tell you, he talks smooth and he lures you in, and he's such a nice guy, and he's so helpful, and he just wants to help you until he gets you in alone, and then you're a fly in his trap, and watch out.
Wait, so you mean to say like the first word he says to people isn't which way do you like it or be my dirty slut?
No.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
It's,
See,
you
I've
know,
already
Brad's nicer than some of the people.
that
already.
randomly messaged me on FET.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's anyway, that's my thing. So you should definitely try it.
Yes.
I think it's do we have a word of the day? A word of the episode?
Oh, what? Oh, you know what? I was thinking about this. You said you came up with a very interesting name for a character. Mayor
Mayor. No, yeah, Mayor of Mayor.
Mayor of Mayor. I'm going to need you to spell that out because that's going to be our entry phrase. Mayor of Mayor.
Just spell Mayor 3 times. That's it.
Oh, that's it. It's all spelled the
It's-
same.
Oh, okay.
You just pronounce it differently.
Yeah.
It's mayor of mayor, but it's mayor of mayor.
Yeah, like you can put like a dash or like a hyphen in between the A and
I'm
the
not
Y.
going to. Don't worry about how you spell it. Just,
Just
We'll get
Mayor,
it.
mayor 3 times.
No,
You could even do mayor times
Don't you
3
disrespect
or-
Mayor like that.
Well, at least it's not Mayor Mare.
Yeah.
The mayor of Mayor's mayor.
Yep.
You know what else we didn't do is we didn't tell our listeners where they could find us.
Where can they find us?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, on all the social medias. Look in the show notes because we list it there.
All right. And also to enter into the contest, where do they need to do that at?
They need to call Candy Sweetbox. Do you guys know the number? No, they don't.
805
No, 805
805
303
303
1173.
1173.
Call Candy. She likes
She likes to be talked to.
be talked to.
Call her, leave her a message. Leave her a message with the word and whatever dirty thing you want to tell her.
That's right.
You talk about what you're going to do to mayor of mayor.
Yeah.
What
And-
he's going to do to you.
And maybe how Candy can help you out with that. Yes.
I like this.
Awesome.
I like this.
Maybe Mayor of Mayor is into CNC. Who knows?
Oh.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Oh, sir, we're going to have to talk after this.
So now he has his CNC character.
Oh, my God. That's going to be so hard. I'll be like, Mr. Mayor, no.
It's Mayor.
That was great.
So we should do final thoughts, perhaps.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
Yeah.
Gigantor.
Oh, me with final thoughts. I always like coming on, just talking, being geeky and kinky with you guys. So
We enjoy having you on here.
Yes, definitely.
Anemic Princess.
Final thoughts.
3rd episode for me in the bag. I'm a popular guest now.
Oh, she is.
Hot diggity dog diggity.
You have not reached shock level yet.
I have not yet. Oh, but my other final thought is your first message to a girl you're trying to hook up on that should not be my dirty slut.
Wasn't it cum slut?
No, it was be my dirty slut, and then the other guy was the one who said something about.
Are you a dirty cum slut or something like that?
Yeah, it was something
no,
weird.
it's like you're Sir's lucky that you're his like cum slut or something.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
that's such a compliment.
I'm like thanks, but also fuck you. Like,
Yeah, don't do that. Don't be a prick.
don't do that.
I said prick.
Oh,
You did.
I found it. Your Sir's a lucky man. He gets to fuck your little holes and fill them with cum.
Ew.
Wow.
Ew.
yeah.
Ew.
That's gross.
I don't let anyone do that.
I think you're lying.
As she's lying.
Sir looked at me for like 5 seconds, like, really?
Mayor is going to, though.
With or without your consent.
With or without you.
Well, hopefully it's with her.
I can't come with or without you.
Wait.
Yes, you can. It's masturbation.
Not without permission, damn it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Big old grin on Hector's
I just got a
face.
text. I just got a text that says I'm such a naughty whore.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Good
I
to
think
know.
that might be from Brad.
It might be from Brad. So, hi, Mistress Micromanager Lala. Final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Watch The Dark Crystal.
Age of Resistance.
Yes, Age of Resistance, thank you. And all the Star Wars. Blah, blah, blah.
And all the,
With more enthusiasm, please.
Watch Star Wars because it's fun. Play D&D.
Yeah.
And come up with some better names than Mayor of Mayor.
hey, there is nothing
Mayor
wrong
Mayor
with
of
that
Mayor.
name.
Please put respect on his title.
The look.
Yes. I don't know. I don't have any
No, but-
final thoughts.
It's okay. Did you enjoy yourself?
I did.
She always enjoys herself.
I when I think about you, I enjoy myself.
Nice.
And how about you, Awesome?
For me, I thoroughly enjoyed this entire thing. I like the nerdiness. I like the kinkiness. I like hearing from people that are getting into that new relationship and how they're kind of exploring, I don't want to say pitfalls, but the hurdles that come up in that. I feel kind of put off by your family at this point, man. It's like, yeah, oh, okay. I'll tell mom.
It's awkward because like she has a collar. It's like, well, I want you to wear the collar, but there's family here. We're gonna go out to an event. I want you to wear the collar, but we gotta put the collar at the event itself. So it's like,
Well, now at least at this point, you can just put it on at home, and they know.
I'll tell you later.
Oh, okay. Well, with that, I want to hear the story. Listeners, thanks for coming out. Thanks for listening. Go out there, collar your toys, have fun with your toys, beat your toys, do CNC with your toys. Don't break your toys, because if you break them, they may not come back. Until next time, we are out.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh my goodness. I was gonna say something and I forgot. Oh, I was gonna tell you. If you want to know how your mom's condom broke, just let me know. I'll fill you in. I have quite the imagination.
Phrasing.
Oh!